Today we're talking about the difference between growing and scaling your practice and how to make sure you actually end up with a business that allows you to earn the money that you want, work the hours you want, and have the lifestyle that you want. If you want a demo of our scale system, please comment scale. Now, I know that's a bold statement. Earn the money that you want to earn, work the hours you want to work, and have the lifestyle that you want to have. But the reason that we're able to help the practice owners we work with to do that so successfully is because we always start by knowing exactly what we're aiming for. If you think about this for a second with me, imagine you've got this bow and arrow, but you've got no target at all. You're 100% guaranteed to miss every single time because there's nothing to aim for. I know it sounds silly, but I see practice owners doing this all the time. They just have this general idea they want to grow. And sometimes they do such a good job of growing, they end up creating a monster of a business that consumes their entire life. It consumes your thoughts, your time with your friends and your family, your enjoyment of your life. And then suddenly you realize that a bigger business didn't necessarily get you the life that you wanted. It's like getting all the way to the end of the rainbow and then finding out the pot of gold isn't there like you thought it would be. Now I know because I've lived this. When I finally cracked the code to growing my practice, that's all I did was grow. But one day I woke up and I felt trapped inside my business. I realized that the vague pursuit of growth wasn't the answer. And please, don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. I don't want this to sound like I'm discouraging you from pursuing aggressive growth in your practice. That's not at all what I'm saying. I know that there's a lot of ambitious and hungry entrepreneurs just like you in the healthcare space. You might be saying to yourself right now, yeah, Tristan, I get it, but I really just want to make a lot of money, and I totally get it. Well, let me ask you this. What does a ton of money look like to you? What's that number? How about $8 million per year in revenue? Do you think you'd finally have the life that you'd want if you could generate $8 million per year in revenue? Well, I've had a guy come to me for help recently that does exactly that much in revenue per year. You'd think that he's made it, right? Well, guess what? He still can't pay himself a wage. Why? Because he grew his business without properly scaling it, and that's the difference. Costs went up just as fast as revenue. On the other hand, I've got a client I've been working with for years, since basically the startup days of her practice. She's got 3 staff members and does $1.4 million per year in profit. That's what scaling a practice looks like. It's doing more with less. It's knowing exactly how to get to your goals and cutting the fluff. And I don't blame this guy for the situation he's in. Practice owners aren't taught this stuff at university or really anywhere else. I only learned this through years of intense trial and error. I wish I could have met him 10 years ago and set him up properly right from the beginning. But if you're watching or listening to this right now, you have the chance to scale your practice the right way. And the right way is to forget about your business for a minute and just think about what you actually want. How much money do you want to make? And why that specific number? What lifestyle do you want to have? And what kind of house do you want to live in? Or what kind of car do you want to drive? What kind of experiences do you want to provide for yourself and your family? How many hours do you want to work? How many vacations do you want to take each year, and where do you want to go? Get as specific as possible. Now write down that number that you need to pursue, and then do this. And then reverse engineer the business model around the goal, meaning figuring out exactly how many staff you need, what your prices should be, how many patients you need to see each week, each month, and so on. I remember when I did this for the first time, it changed everything for me. It was exciting and almost even a bit confronting because it made me feel like my goals were tangible and achievable. And if you're like a lot of the other practice owners that we work with, you'll realize you can get there with a lot less staff, less clinics, less hours. So that's how you scale your practice while making sure you earn what you want to earn and work the hours that you want to work. Firstly, start with this. Number 1, get crystal clear on the goal. If you knew exactly where you were headed and that goal is actually meaningful to you, then you are way more likely to get there. You need to be engaged with your goal. I was super lucky to work one-to-one with Frank Kern a few years back, and he really helped me with this personally. And I love sharing this with practice owners who are hungry to grow. He helped me to get clear on my number, my exact number. You need to figure out your number, and it can't just be more or even to reach your potential. That is meaningless and will keep you stuck chasing your whole life. You'll have a constantly moving target to chase. So sit down and write down exactly how much money you want. Cover things like what you want to experience, what you want to have, what you want to contribute for family, like education, healthcare costs, holidays, and so on, retirement funding. Write it all down. Include what you need to save every year, what you need to put towards your wealth creation. Reverse engineer what you want to have in retirement, when you want to retire, and so on. Go into as much detail as you possibly can. And when you get your number, you'll discover it's actually a lot different to what you think. In any event, you'll then know exactly what the number is, and then you can get after it with purpose. You need to know your number. Number 2, once you know your number, reverse engineer the business model around your goal. When you know your number, you can then plan your business model to achieve that number. Right now, it will feel potentially impossible to get there, and that's okay. People tend to overestimate what they can achieve short term and underestimate what they can achieve long term. That is totally normal. Once you know your model and what everything needs to look like to achieve your number, you've got a target you can actually engage with, a number that's meaningful to you and everything else in your life. And much like running a marathon, if you're not a runner, you'd need to break down your North Star into lots of smaller targets along the way. I like to create goals for my clients like this: 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 12 months, and 3 years. The interesting thing I find about this process is, if you're just getting started, you can't conceive of how you're going to get to your 12-month or 3-year goals yet. It just feels way too impossible. And we then talk ourselves out of even getting started, or we dilute our goals way down so that we don't have to feel so uncomfortable about them. But when we get someone to their 30-day goal level, all of a sudden things shift. It's like, whoa, I didn't know that was possible. I can't believe I just did that. And what then happens is you actually start to enjoy the engagement of the smaller goals. Then we go for the 60-day goal and so on. When you start with the end in mind, you know that every step along the way is designed to get you to exactly where it is you want to go. And number 3 is this: get after your next goal, not your end goal, by getting the right mentor for you. Once you know your target number that you're striving for, the right mentor can help you to design the business model for you and give you the right strategies to move you from one level to the next. The thing is, if you're at say 30K per month right now and your goal is to get to 80K per month, if you apply the strategies that people at 80K per month are using, it won't work. They're already applying strategies to get to 160K per month. The tactics and strategies that you implement need to be specific to the level that you're currently at and to get you to the next goal, not to your end goal. You have to get advice from someone who's not only done this before, but who's done it a lot of times before. There are way too many one-trick ponies out there in the advice and coaching space. Doing it once is luck. Doing it with 2,500 businesses across 6 different countries and over a dozen niches, that's a proven system. That's us. So get the right advice and attack your 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, 12-month, and 3-year goals and scale to your exact number with intent. And the system we put together will help you do exactly that. I hope this has been helpful. I know it's been massively helpful for me and for the thousands of other practice owners that we've worked with personally. Like I said earlier, there's 2 things that you need to do if you want to build your dream practice. Number 1, get crystal clear on your goals. Number 2, reverse engineer the business model around your goals that's going to get you there. And then thirdly, get the help to make that a reality. Now the first part is usually pretty easy. Just sit down for a few minutes and ask yourself what you want, how much money you want to earn, how many hours you want to work, and so on. The second part is usually what practice owners get hung up on. Knowing your goal without knowing how to reverse engineer your business is like knowing what city you want to get to, but without having a map or any directions. Well, that's why our business exists. We've been doing this for over a decade, working with over 2,500 practice owners from all around the world. We've literally seen it all. And in a way, we've built a GPS that helps practice owners get to where they want to go. That GPS is called the Patients on Demand system. Our clients tell us where they want to go, and we just plug that into our GPS and spit out the exact step-by-step directions for building your dream practice. How many patients you need, the exact patient generating strategies to use, how many staff you need, and so on. It really is as simple as using Google or Apple Maps. You just tell us where you want to go and we will help you get there. I know that sounds bold, but we've got a guarantee to back it up. So if you'd like a free demo of our scale system, I'd invite you to book a call with my team. You can click the link or you can send me a DM to book a call, and one of my advisors will show you exactly how our Patients on Demand system would work for you to double your income, halve your clinical hours, and ultimately build your dream practice. So please click the link or send me a DM. I'll see you on the other side.